Hi everyone, bonjour et bonsoir. Welcome back for another video. So this will be a quick update on Zion. I've been getting a lot of requests for updates on Zion's hair. We really don't do much to his hair these days, but I will share what we actually do. So this is his hair getting washed at the salon, and I'm gonna just give him some TLC today because he doesn't get retwists as often as he used to. Per his request, he doesn't want retwists that often. When he wants them, he tells me, which is very rarely. So pretty much this is his hair, and he's been growing them for, I believe, 6 years now. I think I lost track a little bit because I haven't been keeping up with his updates, but 6 years. If not, I'll correct it on the screen. And I'm using my oil that will be dropping in 2022. It is what we use in the shop, so I'll be making it available in my Etsy shop for everyone to order. Right now there's shampoo, deep cleansing moringa shampoo, that is available in the shop and on the Etsy store. So I'm just getting his scalp nice and oiled, and you guys know I don't use a lot of oil. I do everything in moderation because your hair knows what to do. So this little hair action I'm giving you guys with Zion's locks. They've gotten so thick, you guys. Like, his hair is like my dream hair, but I don't have that hair. Like, my density is so low. His density is super, super high. His hair has gotten so thick, so healthy. The older he gets, the thicker, the healthier his hair gets. I really, really love it. So pretty much after I wash his hair, we'll get into his little issues he's having later on in the video. But after I wash his hair, we go ahead and I take care of his sides. He wants to grow his sides back, and he wants them to be baby locks again, for them to grow with his other locks, and that's what we're gonna do. So what I do is, to keep his sides intact, once his hair is washed, I go through and I do a cornrow just to get that hair out of the way, and it's grown so fast. But part of his TLC today will be crocheting his locks where he has a lot of new growth, where, like I told you guys, you don't have to retwist your hair. And I'm using my crochet needle right there. You guys can find that at my Etsy shop as well, to do the crochet maintenance. I spoke with someone in the comments about crochet maintenance. This is it right here. But yeah, he gets some of his locks where they don't really lock. I spoke with you guys about freeforming, and even when I had my own locks, I went a whole year and I didn't retwist, and everyone was like, oh my god, how could you do that? Your hair's gonna fall out. But it's really about how you manage your hair and the hair type that you have. So although he doesn't retwist at all, I think in 2021 he may have retwisted twice, maybe twice, and his roots are super healthy. They're super thick, but he does have some of them where it's just a lot of new growth. And when I see that, I go through and I do some crochet maintenance on those, because I don't want that to become a problem, because the rest, as you guys can see right here, this is a lot of length for new growth. So I don't want that to become a problem for his hair later on, so I go ahead and I crochet them, just to get them tight, because the rest of his hair is not doing that. So it's mostly around his sides and around the perimeter where he has a lot of new growth, and maybe because of his hair being pulled back, so those locks don't get a chance to really free form, semi-free form like the other ones. So I just use my trusty crochet needle and I tighten those roots up, and that is it. He loves this method because there's no retwisting, and normally I don't really style his hair after I do the crochet maintenance. And as far as products goes, I still just use the moringa oil on his hair, or I'm using my new oil, which is a mixture of carrier oils that include moringa and biotin oil and a lot of hair growth ingredients. So these are his other locks. You guys can see he has new growth, which he loves, but they're not out of hand like the ones that I'm crocheting. But I will be doing crochet maintenance on his entire head very soon, and I'm going to record that for you guys to get into the whole crochet maintenance deal and what type of needles I use for crochet maintenance. I typically don't use only a 3. I will use a 3 and a 1, or a 2 and a 1 for crochet maintenance to help me get really close to that scalp. But because we're doing it really quick, I just use a 3. If I wanted to get super close to his scalp, I would use a 1. So these are some other ones on the other side of his head that had a lot of new growth. So I just went ahead and took care of those so they wouldn't get any worse. He wouldn't experience any thinning or breaking. And this is easy to do on yourself if you're someone who can't get to a loctician, or your loctician doesn't do this. I suggest maybe practicing on some artificial hair before trying it on your hair, but I am such an advocate for learning how to do your own hair. Yes, I do hair and I love my clients. However, I'm a huge advocate. If you guys have been watching me for a long time, this channel started with me doing my own hair. So I'm a huge advocate for knowing how to care for your hair, but still having a professional to polish it up for you. But knowing how to do something at home is very essential to your lock journey and having your hair grow. Zion is a child, of course, so he has me to do that. But if he didn't, then, you know, I would have to know something about, you know, taking care of his locks if I didn't know how to do locks professionally. So I'm giving you guys a little close-up of his hair right here. His hair is 6 years old, and you guys can see he still has little frizz. From far away, it looks really nice and smooth, but you can see the little frizz, the hairs. You can see the textures in his hair. He did start off with coils, and I interlocked the little coils. You guys can go check out his playlist. I believe it's called Zion's Locks. Check out his playlist. You'll see where his hair started from, the little tiny nubs. I'll try to include a before here. Little tiny nubs where I interlock them, and then now here he is. His roots look great, healthy. You guys know he suffers from eczema. Sometimes it's in his hair. He's been doing really well with that. We do use prescription medicated ointment for his hair to keep his scalp intact. He had a patch one time where the hair really started breaking off, and that's when we got really serious about his regimen as far as his eczema. So if you do have eczema, or you do have a scalp condition, or you do suspect that you have a scalp condition, I do recommend that you go to a dermatologist, and they'll give you something to fix it right up. Usually that ointment, the prescribed ointment, it works like a charm. It works within the next day or two. So being that we're not retwisting his hair, I'm still going to put it in some type of a style so he can kind of have his hair out of the way, at least for a week or maybe a few days. But I'm doing cornrows, and I do these on him a lot just to get his hair out of the way without retwisting. So this is not my neatest cornrow on him without retwisting. This is just really quick to get something done so we could go home. This was like at the end of a work day for me. So these are not the neatest, but just to show you that you can do something even though your hair is not retwisted. You don't need to have your hair retwisted to style it. You don't need to have your hair retwisted for it to be maintained, for you to do some TLC. So we're just doing some braids. I mentioned he had some issues, and one of his issues is lint. He's a child, so he loves to swing his hair. He loves to, if he's playing with his brothers, his hair turns into a mop and he starts swinging it on the floor. So he has a lot of lint because of that, and he's not great about keeping cover on his hair at night. So I would say that's his biggest problem right now is lint. You can't really see it, but if you're really up close, or as close as I am to his hair, you will see the lint. Of course, it doesn't bother him because he's a child, but it bothers me. And with lint, you really gotta dig the lint out or rinse the lint a darker color so you can't see it in the hair. But an ACV rinse or apple cider vinegar rinse doesn't really do much for lint. It could loosen it up to where you can kind of try and brush it out or pick it out, but an apple cider vinegar rinse really is for product buildup and scalp dead skin in your locks. That's what it does. It deodorizes it and loosens that stuff up. Lint really meshes into the hair. Lint locks with the hair, so that's why lint is so pesky. So it's always best to prevent the lint instead of have it happen and try to take it out. So yeah, that's it for Zion's little update. I hope you guys enjoy it. I will be back with his hair doing a full head lock crochet maintenance to show you guys how we do that and what it looks like after. That's what he's preferring nowadays. but with the lock crochet maintenance, you can go longer. So we'll talk about that in that video. What are the pros and cons of it, and how to do it, how long does it last, things of that nature. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, any questions you may have, there might be answers in the description box. If you're wondering how to book anyone in my salon, you can go to the description box. You will see the link there. There's a phone number there to call. When you go to the link, there's a phone number to call the shop assistant. She will get you squared away. There are links to my Amazon storefront, Etsy shop, to buy lock extensions, to buy hair products, supplies, all those things. And I have a lot more coming in 2022. I also will be having online courses, so please stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for all of your support, and I will see you in another video for sure. Bye guys.